So I'm here today with John Ostrowski from money.ca, and
it.
I've got a couple questions for you, John, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
First one is, what aspect of running an experimentation program do people often underestimate but you believe is crucial?
I like the question because it's something I've been coaching sister about, and it's really a balancing act of project management and stakeholder management. So I think this discipline, and it's something that I draw a lot from my mechanical engineering background, Toyota Production Systems, how Kanban operations work, the whole project management and task management that it's involved. It's very heavy in that regard, especially after you move past 20 experiments per month. Managing all the moving parts between disciplines, design, engineering, but also depending on the industry that you're at, again, money.ca, I have legal, compliance, stakeholders to also manage. And that's very underestimated in my opinion. Having all those people, it's a balancing act of keeping everyone in the loop and getting all the sign-offs. So this machine optimization, I like to think about the optimization engine that I'm creating with my team, so this runs smoothly. Johnny Longden, just to bring another quote on top of this, would also suggest that actually the most important skill or competency of an experimenter that is getting started is project management. And I recommend people entering the field, therefore sister, starting from a project management perspective. So master that first, because everything else becomes easier, depending on your career prospects as well. If you plan to go towards the product side of the force, which is my career development, that background of project management, stakeholder management makes complete sense.
Yeah, you're mastering skills there that will be useful for your entire career.
In my opinion, that's the underestimated area of experimentation, just mastering the project management and stakeholder management. It's really a balancing act.
Mm-hmm. And one more question for you.
Let's do it.
So how do you balance quantitative data with qualitative insights when making product decisions?
Product decisions. So this is close to my heart. I've recently gone through a 3 months heavy lift of UX research with the Mindberry team. It was a fascinating project seeing UX research done right. It's an interesting one because we studied the behavior of one audience on one side of our business model. We uncovered a lot of insights that were not only valuable for the product team, but for the entire business, from the editors to the partnerships teams. The outcome was, of course, an idea list of prioritized actions, and we had to sit with stakeholders and look back at some experiments to really help us prioritize and increase confidence, bump some ideas to just get done faster. But at the end of the day, we ended up splitting that list in things that we're very confident, because we have some sort of quant data behind this finding, to just go straight to production as an optimization, as more of a just do it, get it done from that idea. Whereas others, we were with less confidence because we didn't have some sort of quant perspective behind the finding. At the end of the day, UX research, you're usually dealing with lower sample sizes, right? It's valuable, but it's very different when you can have high sample size from quant methods. For those, we decided to test. So it's this balancing act from my experience. When you have some sort of quant behind a UX finding, we prioritize that as just do it, move to production, harvest that win, be confident about. At the end of the day, if it doesn't go well, we can revert back to the previous state.
Yeah, the combination of data and insights.
Of course, this is costly. We're talking about engineering hours. But this is pretty much seeing that big idea list split between things on optimize, go to production because we have quant behind and we're confident, and the ones that we were less confident, push it as a test, then run it through the optimization engine.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for answering my questions.
Thank you for the...
Hi, I'm here with Marina from AWA Digital, and I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay, Marina.
Yeah, 100%.
So the first one is, what aspect of running an experimentation program do people often underestimate but you believe to be crucial?
I would say, especially in a delivery perspective, documentation. We all need to have a very good repository of what experiments we did, how we did them, not for our personal sake, but also for future tests and future people who will work in the company. So they can understand what has been done, what works, what doesn't work, and also iterate on things that were successful or failures in the past. And this is something that a lot of people don't take it in so much into consideration, but we all should. Documentation is not just bureaucracy.
Definitely, I agree. And my second question is, what would be your top tip for a company early on its experimentation journey looking to hit that milestone of 20 tests a month?
Project management. And now I know that I'm playing my own game here as a project manager.
Yeah.
But honestly, you can't get to a high level of experimentation if you don't have a proper system. The system will always evolve, so the system that you get when you're launching 2 experiments a month is not going to be the same as 20. But you have to have this system of always having somewhere to go to, always have a single source of truth, having a proper system so it goes from here to there and there. So when you start to scale, you don't need to worry about this. You may have to add an extra step or a prioritization method, but the baseline of it is already organized. So now you only have to worry about properly scaling. And this is how you get from 2 to 20.
So you don't have to double back to fix your project management because you worked it out at the start.
Exactly,
Prevention.
yeah. Prevention, exactly. It's the 5 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. So if you have this preparation from the start, let's start experimenting. For that, let's keep a status, let's have a project management system. Doesn't need to be super expensive or complex, but let's have this culture. And then when you scale, like you said, you don't have to double back your problems. You don't have to worry about it as much. You have to worry about experimenting, creating, testing. That part is mostly taken care of.
Yeah, solid process will scale better than bad ones.
Exactly.
Completely agree. Thank you very much, Marina.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Eltine from Brand New Day. And first, I'm wondering, have you found Experimentation Elite this year?
Very interesting. It's my first year to attend, so everything's relatively new for me. But I love the networking. I really enjoyed the talks. I got to speak yesterday, which was also a great experience. And I find the community so welcoming. So that's, it's a great experience.
That's the thing I love most about the experimentation community.
Definitely.
I have one other question for you, a bit of a meatier one. What aspect of running an experimentation program do people often underestimate, but you think is crucial?
Yeah, well, I think by now we're all familiar with the stakeholder management stuff. So that used to be something that people wouldn't take into consideration, but I think we have evolved, and now it's more like how do you optimize your own program within the company? So we're talking culture also, but also like using your experimentation mindset to do your experimentation work within the company you work for. So like look at it from a perspective like, okay, what is working, what isn't working? Where do I need to tweak? Is there a hypothesis I can facilitate? And start testing like with the program I'm running myself in order to like get more people involved, get better communication, get more buy-in, like that kind of stuff. I think that's underestimating.
Experimenting with the program as well as the tests.
Yeah, exactly.
And checking in on that stuff regularly.
Yeah, because we focus on like making sure that we deliver insights and run tests and like do the experimentation for the products that we work for. But it's also about optimizing our own setup. And I think we can be better at the first thing if we also look at our own ways to optimize.
Yeah, it's a really interesting answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Kelly from TLC, Experimentationally. Because we're at Experimentationally, I have to ask you a question about experimentation, of course. So, how do you balance quantitative data with qualitative insights when making product decisions?
Well, like Paula Sappington's talk that she gave earlier today, one of the things that I like to do is encourage people to use both quantitative data with qualitative insights. And I think it's important that we include qualitative research and quantitative data. And it's really important with user research and qualitative, all kinds of data. We want all UX research, all of that is really, really important. But we also want to make sure that we're including all data-driven insights. So we've got all kinds of quantitative data. We've got our A/B test, of course, that's why we're here, we're experimenters. So we want to put them both together. We want the KPIs and the KPYs. So if we put both of those things together, we're going to make better decisions with our data.
What a brilliant answer. Thank you very much, Kelly. Hi, I'm here with Vignesh from the BBC Experimentation Elite, and I'm wondering, how have you found the conference this year?
Experimentation Elite is one of my favorite. I've been attending it since 2021. This is my fourth time. I think it's happened 5 times so far. So that kind of says how much I like the experimentation.
You're a long-time fan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every time I come in, there's something new, inspiring, and practical as well that I actually take away. So that's the reason I really like Experimentation Elite.
Brilliant, me too.
Lovely.
So, seeing as we are Experimentation Elite, I'd like to ask you an experimentation question.
Go ahead.
So, what aspect of running an experimentation program do you think people often underestimate, but you believe to be crucial?
I think that, to me, empathy is one of the most crucial elements. It's the ability for us to be able to understand our stakeholders in terms of what really stops them from doing experiment. That's going to be extremely important. It's more in terms of understanding challenges, the regular work processes, so that you can actually help them do better experiments, or even get started with it for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. Working with people, taking them with you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Vignesh.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, I'm here with Leah from Pet Lab Co. And Leah, I'd just like to ask you, how have you found Experimentation Elite this year?
Amazing. It's always really fun. I come back pretty much every year. The variety of the content is always what brings me back. There's always so much to learn, and there's always new stuff as well coming to the forefront of our industry. So it's always really good to see what challenges different companies are facing and sharing learnings. Best part.
Yeah, so more experimentation question now. Which aspect of running an experimentation program do people often underestimate, but you think is crucial?
Collaboration. Having respect for other teams and their goals and their skill set. I think once you can tap into that, you can understand where they're coming from in their day-to-day role and how you can use experimentation to enable those goals and gain buy-in, which is always the biggest challenge, I think, in terms of scaling any program and further investment into experimentation and understanding its value. But when you can understand how it enables teams and company goals to be proven and valued, and then you can start building from there much more easily. And it comes from collaboration and respect for other roles.
And opening up that dialogue with people about
Absolutely.
what experimentation can do for them in their team as well as what they can do for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Leah.